Hi there, welcome back to another video on this channel. Today I'm back home and I'm cozy and I just thought I would like to talk to you guys about my goals for 2025. I know that this video is probably hella late compared to everyone else who's talking about their goals for this year, but as you guys know, I was away for quite a bit in January in a different country, and I just want to apologize for that too because I realized in my vlog video when I came back and did that little haul for you guys that I realized when I came back to do that little haul portion of the video that my wired mic wasn't hooked up to my phone and the audio was whack, and I'm so sorry for that. But anyway, what was I saying? Yes, I was away in Brazil for a couple weeks in January, so now this is really feeling like the new year for me. I feel like I'm a couple weeks behind everybody else. And the irony of it is that my new year is perfectly lining up with the inauguration and all this weird political stuff going on. So part of my goals for this year kind of relate to that, but are also about just me, my personal life, and my work goals and stuff like that. So if you're interested in hearing my my really old or my late goals for 2025, just keep on watching. I am going in to 2025, which is a weird number in my head. It doesn't even feel real. 2025 doesn't feel like a real number. But I'm going into this next year with an overarching theme. And this theme kind of came to me starting a little bit last year, but I'm going to just have a word that encapsulates everything I want for this year. So that word is superstar. Yeah, that's a really old movie reference. But anyway, superstar. That is kind of my energy that I want to bring into 2025. What does that exactly mean? I'm not really sure. But for what I understand, I kind of just want to, one, be more social and be more confident and just kind of put myself out there more. I felt like the past couple years for me have been a time of hermit mode, for real. And with writing, a lot of the times it is pretty isolating. You kind of just work by yourself quite a bit when you're actually writing, but the selling part is where you're more social. So yeah, superstar means to be more confident, outgoing. It also just means being proud of myself and whatever I accomplish, or just also just embracing general Leo energy. Even though I'm not a Leo, I'm a Cancer. I'm still a luminary. Dang it. I reflect the light of the moon, or as someone who's ruled by the moon, we are also shine bright just in the dark sky. So that is kind of what I'm reminding myself for 2025. Going into that, I think I'll just go straight away into work goals. As I was talking about, I want to be more social and do more selling events and in-person events. That was a goal of mine last year, and I managed to do one. But we are going to change that, girl. We are going to work to convert all my KDP stuff to Ingram, because I realized that in order to be put in small bookstores around the area, you really do need an Ingram Spark account. So number one on my list, move all my shit over to Ingram. Number two, get put into more local bookstores here in Chicago, and hopefully through that we could do more book signings with bookstores here in Chicago, do more in-person events, things like that, be more outgoing, be more involved in the general book community here in the Chicago area. I also want to publish the sequel to Cursed Images this year. So that is called Cursed Images Social Media Madness. That is going to be a sequel short story companion. With my short story projects, you will be able to read each book by itself if you would like, or even you can read each story by itself in isolation, but the stories tend to be connected somehow, and now I'm working to try to connect each individual book somehow. But again, I don't want it to be like the Marvel thing where you have to read everything to get to know the plot. No, it's just if you do that, it's a little bit more supplemental, a little bit more enjoyable in terms of world building and stuff like that, but it's not absolutely necessary. So yeah, I want that project to come out. I'm currently in the stage where I am waiting for feedback from folks, a couple trusted folks of mine, and then I'm toying around the idea of opening up to other beta readers. I'm also waiting on book cover art, so that's why you haven't really seen a whole lot of advertisements from my end in terms of that, because I'm hoping to use the book cover art and manipulate it in a way to make social media posts and then do a bulk of my online advertising that way. But yes, so this project will be published in 2025. I was hoping for March of 2025, but let's just see with the timeline and how everything is. You know what I mean? Like right now, I'm in a stage where I'm dependent on other people, and people have all this stuff going on in their lives. Like there's so much uncertainty right now, just like personally and in the general vibes of the US right now. So I'm learning to be very patient with folks and, you know, try to adjust my timeline based off of what's going on. So there's that. I kind of want to publish something else this year too, although I'm not exactly sure what. I have simultaneous projects going on in the background right now. I have my one master project, which is mod, that I've been working on for a minute, but I haven't touched in a while, just to make way for Cursed Images 2. That one is more personal for me, and I'm still in the clay formation phase. I mean, I've written nearly 20,000 words, but I just feel like with that book, it's a little bit more long-winded, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is I want to say. So there's that. That one's going to read a little bit more literary, I think, compared to my other projects, and less genre fiction, but we'll see. That one is probably what I'm going to be using to pitch to agents if I decide to go back into traditional publishing, more so than short stories. I also have this other fun project that is completely nonsensical. That one also has a little dent in it as well, but that is my first romance endeavor, and it's silly and it's goofy, and that one will probably be self-published as well. And then I also have Cursed Images 3 ideas percolating. So yeah, I'm just trying to decide which one to do first. I do want to publish something else this year. I don't think mod will be it. So I'm debating on another short story collection or finishing up the romance piece that I'm working on and having that published this year. I think in general, I'm going to try to do less of the short story submissions. This year I did quite a bit. I did like 5, but those also eat into your time, even though it's like nice to collab and do that with everybody. I really think I should be focusing on myself a little bit more this year. Yeah, I might shift gears into personal projects as opposed to short story collections that are put on by other people and stuff like that. So that's also another goal, is maybe publish something else by the end of the year. What that is, I don't know. If any of those stories sound good to you, please let me know in the comments down below. The romance one is going to be like a monster romance, but it's also going to be a little bit like Gamelit. I'm really inspired by those sorts of Otome games or like dating games. And so that is going to be the vibe of that book. So that is that one. And then the 90s collection. I mean, the Cursed Images 3, spoiler alert, is like 90s themed. I've done one for 2000s. This next upcoming one with social media is going to be 2010s. So I'm retroactively going back to the 90s and doing something with that. And it's going to be more X-Files inspired type work. So yeah, that's what I'm planning. Let me know which one you prefer in the comments down below, and that'll be the one I work on. Yay. Yes, I also have like smaller work goals. YouTube is still kind of work, not really. I don't get paid for this quite yet, but if I get 1,000 subscribers, I will get paid for it. So that is also a goal of mine, is to hit 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube, which I think I can do. At the moment of recording for this video, I'm at 800. So I feel like that's a realistic goal to set, to hit 1,000 this year, and then maybe have some sort of secondary income or generative like income from YouTube as well, from making videos and stuff like that. Because right now this is kind of like a hobby for me, but it's a lot of fun. But it's also like, you know, some authors have email lists, and they have sort of blogs where you can keep up with them on their websites. I This is my version of that, is making these videos so that you guys keep up with my life and my projects, what's going on, but then I also get to talk about whatever I want. So this has in turn become my own little personal vlog and blog in a vlog format, in a way, if that makes sense. So yeah, my other goal for this year is to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Okay, so let's go into like personal stuff. Yay! Okay. So, one personal goal that we have as a family, Douglas and I, is that we want to do a big trip this year. I will not say where or when or whatever, but we have made the decision that we want to do a trip for just us. Most of our vacation time and our free time is dedicated to our families, respectively. Like, if we take a trip, it's mostly to see family. And although that's nice, like, we're at this point where we do need to, again, live for ourselves a little bit, have these experiences as a couple, reconnect with each other, and just live life together and enjoy all that life has to offer together. So we will be allocating our resources and time and money into something just for us. So that is a big goal, is to have that figured out, planned, and like hopefully go this year. That's the idea, but we'll see. Another kind of goal for the home slash family or whatever, I am big into decorating. I want to decorate the house more. We have a Brazilian themed bathroom. I mentioned this in my last video, but we have a Brazilian themed bathroom. I would like more Brazilian themed decorations for said bathroom. I want it to look kitschy and like have a Brazilian gallery wall in my bathroom and have it bright colors with all these animals and stuff. And that's what I want. So we want to figure that out. And then we also need to figure out like getting a rug for our living room and some more art for our living room, things like that. And maybe even some art for the bedroom. So yeah, this year is also going to be my art year. I'm going to be purchasing more art and decorating my house with it. So we just want to bring the good vibes inward in our house and in our home. So that's also another goal. Now, some of my personal goals, I have some personal goals for this year that aren't necessarily work related, but yes. So one of the goals I had last year was to dance more, exercise more. Did not do that. This year I started Zumba classes, and oh my god, the first Zumba class kicked my ass. I'm supposed to go tonight, but the temperatures right now are literally freezing. Like it feels like -30 out in Chicago today, even though I think it's like technically like 3 degrees. Like all the schools are canceled and stuff. So I don't know if I'm actually gonna go to Zumba tonight. But I did go to a Zumba class, and I will continue to go to the Zumba classes. Yes. So that is one of my personal goals, is to do more classes like that, activities, exercise, things like that. So Zumba's been great, and I hopefully, once that ends, because it's like an 8-week course, I can sign up for something else and just continue that momentum. I know Douglas also wants to do classes, like language classes together, hence our big trip coming up. We want to travel internationally, so we might have to learn a little bit of the language to do that. So we will also be doing that. And then, like, in terms of classes for us both, again, on Valentine's Day, we're going to be doing a sushi making class. So that's going to be fun. Last year for Douglas's birthday, we did a macaroon class and he loved it. So he wants to do more cooking classes together as a couple. Um, Romance, yeah. So yes, we will be doing sushi classes. So this year is also about learning new skills, I guess, because we have all that going on. I also think that like I really want to engage in community more. I know last year I kind of did that by going out in Chicago and exploring the city, exploring what it has to offer in terms of like local businesses and stuff. I also got to know some of my neighbors, and we now have a book club, like a reading club together, and that's still going on. We're going to meet this week actually for a different pick. So that is a continuous relationship and bond I hope to forge here locally. I think this is something that I've been encouraging other people to do, because I saw this post this morning and it made me think about it. But people were asking about like organizing that doesn't involve protesting given these political times. And some of the suggestions were talking about like, make sure you're creating and engaging with anti-fascist art, having anti-fascist book clubs or book clubs in general to encourage literacy, getting to know your neighbors, getting to know your community, and becoming a resource for your community, which is something that I started like last year, and I just want to continue that again. Like book clubs are so essential and important because like literacy is so important. And with all these book bannings going on, it is a wonderful thing to read banned literature. That's actually what I'm doing right now. I started The Picture of Dorian Gray. So far I am loving it. I'm a couple chapters in, but that is also, I think, technically a banned book for homosexuality. I'm reading this. I love this. Make sure you're also engaging in literature and art and everything else, and creating that is, speaking to who you are and your values, and or just like contrarian to what the current system wants you to read slash believe slash do, if they even want you to read at all, frankly. But yeah, that was something that was in that post talking about, and I just want to reiterate that and be an example of that for you guys. Like, yeah, I'm doing this in my local neighborhood, like you could do it too, and it doesn't even have to be super super serious, but just like having book clubs is great. So there's that. I also want to volunteer more. So one of my big goals for this year is to find an organization to volunteer my time to. I tend to do this once I settle into an area. For me, it's like giving, because I'm receiving so much from some place, I want to give back to said place. So I did this when I lived in Hanover. I did this when I lived in Brazil for a little bit. I did this when I lived in Boston. I was a big sister at Big Sisters of Boston. I also volunteered with the New Garden Society in Boston. I just did administrative work for them. That's an organization that teaches like gardening and other agricultural skills to people in prison. So I'm trying to find something in Chicago like that. I would prefer something in my neighborhood or close to my house. But I haven't found anything just yet. So if anyone has any suggestions about that, please let me know down below. I live on the north side, so that would be preferable for me if it was something around here. But I'll just keep looking into it. I like volunteering with young people and like kids, but I'm like pretty open minded to like just, I don't know, helping out however I can. I know there's like local community gardens around here, so I might go there, but I'm not quite sure yet. Community gardens are also a great resource if you live in a city or area with community gardens. That would be a great way to organize and get involved with your local community. So, but like it's also the dead of winter, so I don't know how much they got going on right now. But yeah, I'm looking to volunteer someplace. I'll keep you guys updated if I find something. But that is also my big goal for this year, is to get back into volunteer work. I also think that like part of me also thinks I should get like a part-time job, but we'll see. Because renting doesn't necessarily pay the bills, and right now in my house it's like a one income household. And so I mentioned the YouTube thing. If I get enough subscribers on YouTube, that could be a source of income for my family. Maybe also getting a part-time job someplace local around here too could also supplement that or help with that, and that way I could still chase my dreams but still bring alleviate the stress of my husband for being the sole provider. So there's that. There's my other personal goal, is to like try to look into volunteer work and maybe a part-time job. We'll see. I also want to reconnect with folks in Chicago. So I have some friends in Chicago that I did reconnect with when I initially moved here, but there's some other people I know that I haven't talked to in a minute. So I'm going to try to reach out to more people and just try to make more friends, honestly. Like this is my season of friendship. This is my season for putting myself out there and not being afraid of rejection, and you know, just trying to get more people in my circle. That is my season. That is my superstar season. Yeah, wish me luck with all that, I guess. Okay, so those are all my goals for 2025. I hope you found them helpful, insightful, enlightening somehow. Maybe you're like, oh, I want to do that too, and you add it to your own goals list. Let me know what your goals are down in the comments below on what you're looking forward to this year, what you're trying to achieve this year, and we can motivate each other and try to help each other out to achieve said goals. It's also a good way to like, you don't want to like put your business out there, because there are people who will prey on your downfall. So you don't want to put all your business out there, but it's good to like say these things out loud, right? To hold yourself accountable, to have these goals written down someplace so they're concrete and like you feel like they're becoming actualized, right? So it's good to get them out there. Hence, this is why I'm doing this for this video, to hold myself accountable a bit and see how much I can get accomplished this year. So yeah, that's the point of this video. It's a little bit selfish, oopsies, but hopefully you guys still found some value in this video as well. If you liked it, feel free to like the video. You can comment down below. You can share this with a friend, or you can even subscribe to the channel. Please, please, please. That will help me achieve my goal directly. And until next time, thanks. Bye.